Hey guys, Sans here, and welcome to another Dragon Ball Super manga video today. And we are here talking about a new V-Jump interview that was done asking a Q&A to Toyotaro. But first, if you haven't already, hit that like button for this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell when I upload new videos just like this. And mostly I'm covering Dragon Ball content right now, and I do want to explore a little bit more, but Dragon Ball is the content that I want to be working on right now. There will be more different anime coming out later on, but for right now, we are focusing on Dragon Ball. So, as Chapter 68 was just released, we found out some very interesting stuff about Granolah and his connections with the Saiyans and Frieza. If you haven't read that chapter already, do so right now. And I guess I said earlier in the video, we have a new Toyotaro Q&A from VJump. Herms actually translated this from DBS Super France. They're the ones that got it, and this is where it came from the VJump. You can see it right there. That's the Q&As right there, and give it a lot of insight what's going to happen, and a little bit of foresight of things to come. So let's get down to it. Let's see Herm's translation. So first question: which characters should we pay attention to in the Granolah Survivor arc? Toyotaro answers, obviously I want you to pay attention to Granolah himself, but also the group of siblings known as Hira. So originally I thought Hira was the main guy that we saw in the middle of that Shueisha V-Jump video teaser for this upcoming this past chapter, but I was wrong. They're actually known as Hita, and that guy is actually known as Electra. And there's Gas, and I forget the other two names, but they're all based on car puns, it looks like. So Hida is the group, but I feel like their world is going to be much expanded on, especially when we find out that they're actually going after Zuno. So I do have a feeling that Granolah will be using them in some way later on in the future. Plus, there's a connection to somebody really surprising that will be revealed, so pay close attention to them. So obviously, the connection, we can pretty much assume what it is at the beginning of Chapter 68, we see Great Apes attacking Granolah's home planet, which is Cerealians. And we see, from Granolah's point of view, that a Great Ape is attacking, and then we see the Great Ape's face. And if you notice right there, we see a scar on the side of the Great Ape's face. And obviously, we can assume that is Bardock. So if we had to make a wager, it is very likely that Bardock is actually the one that's somebody that's a connection to Granolah and to obviously the Saiyans. So how long that would take? I'll probably say maybe a year or two, year and a half. Now that we'll probably get the final conclusion of that, but still long ways to go. Next question. There's 4 questions, so this is the second one. What sort of image did you have in mind when designing the new character Granolah? So this is actually really surprising because initially when we saw Granolah, we all thought that he was designed by Toriyama because it looked like a very Toriyama Dragon Quest type design. Like obviously when you look at that, you automatically know it's Toriyama. But apparently Toyotaro's if you look at Toyotaro's most recent designs, especially for Maris and Moro, they are very detailed. As with Granolah, it is somewhat detailed, but like you just get more of a simple modern Toriyama vibe. So he's probably evolving his art to Toriyama to get more of a grasp of the Dragon Ball style. Let's see what he answers with. He's the last survivor of the Cerealites, so I picture him as a lone bounty hunter, as we saw. While he's humanoid, I emphasize that he does have some physical differences separating him from an Earthling. His clothes are the traditional dress of his race, and I also tried to give him a retro vibe. Yeah, I definitely agree. There is some like an old school retro vibe. Like I said, Dragon Quest, like we got a complete Dragon Quest vibe from him, so it was more of a retro vibe as where we got it from. So I'm pretty sure that if Toyotaro did take inspiration from Dragon Quest, I'm pretty sure he looked at the most recent or all of Toriyama's designs from Dragon Quest and took that as inspiration to create Granolah. But I'm just waiting for him to say that though. But to the next question here. So here we go. When drawing Granolah, were there any points that you paid special attention to or were especially careful of? And Toyotaro answers with that goggle over one eye, it's hard to get the balance right when positioning his eyes. So I'll start out by drawing them both before adding the goggle. And notice that the goggle he didn't say oatmeal. So yet we have yet to confirm that oatmeal is actually an AI, but it's pretty much assumed. But it's interesting he didn't really mention oatmeal at all. So maybe oatmeal may be like somewhat like an oracle to Batman in some ways. And let's continue what Toyotaro says. And when he's facing certain directions, his eye isn't visible, which means you can't tell his expressions. So I have to take care to manage the angles just right to show his emotions. So far, like if we were to get like shots of Granolah's like emotion, it has to be like in a forward, like the panel has to be facing towards him or to the side that his they can see his eye. But in the last chapter we did see him without the goggles, so there is some emotions going on there. So, but I feel like maybe slowly over time he might lose the goggle if he were to like get a transformation or a power that causes him to change his physical appearance. But I feel like that's gonna go away slowly. And the last question here. All right, tell us the highlights of the Granolah, the Survivor arc. Toriyama Sensei composed the plot based on a scenario he refined over time, and I think it resulted in a truly fantastic story. So, story is done. I think this is probably the same like the outline of arcs with like the bullet points of the main things happening, and it's up to Toyotaro's job to interpret them, as it was like during the anime version of Super's run. There are some facts and background information that only the original creator knows, so I'll think you'll be thrilled. So, a lot of interesting. Obviously, we're gonna know more about Frieza's army and the Saiyans conquering. We'll probably get more insight on that, and we already are. And obviously, another highlight will be the sort of exhilarating battles you expect from Dragon Ball. So yes, that is it for the Q&A. So from what we know so far, a little bit surprising that we find out that Granolah isn't a Toriyama design, but more of a Toyotaro. But it could be like maybe like Toriyama did put his inputs on Granolah design, but obviously we won't really know. But we'll see what happens there. Also, as we do know, Toriyama is the mind behind this arc. So how long this arc might last? I would say another 2 years. So probably by 2022 of the end of next year is when we finally get like the end results of this arc, and whether or not it will lead to another arc. I don't know. It's something because Dragon Ball is the moneymaker. So if you do not want lose your money, if you don't want to lose your moneymaker, you keep going with Dragon Ball. But who knows like how long Toriyama can do these stories for, since he is getting up there in age, and then eventually Toyotaro will take over like with writing and designing. But who knows what will happen there. But obviously I'm very excited about what's going to happen here, especially with here with Hida. I feel like Hida's going to play a bigger role than Toyotaro and Toriyama have in mind, but we'll see what happens there. So I want to ask you guys this before I end this video: what were you happy with the questions that were asked, and were you satisfied with Toyotaro's answers? Or were there any things that you were like really disappointed about, like not finding out that Granolah is not Toriyama design but actually Toyotaro? I'm kind of 50-50, but I'm actually happy with the end results are there. But hopefully the next month's Q&A will be like more insightful, and we'll get more out of it, especially for chapter 69, which is less than a month away. Actually, less than a month away now. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you haven't already, hit that like button for this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell when I upload new videos just like this. This is Saiyan Survive signing out. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.